Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Game Watch Live for this big Yorkshire derby. Big one in the Championship anyway. Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds United from Hillsborough. Should be a good game, this one. Both teams not off to the greatest of starts to this Championship season after just 2 games, admittedly. But these Yorkshire derbies are always keenly fought over, and I don't expect this one to be anything less than that. So everybody who has joined, thanks very much. It's your support is very much appreciated. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. It always helps the channel massively, help us grow enormous. Hit the notification button so that you'll always be aware of our... Just trying to get this working properly. You always be aware of our live streams, because we're going to be live streaming right throughout the season. So you won't want to miss them. We'll be doing Premiership as well as Championship games as they all come along. Also, we'll be looking to do a few of the cricket matches between England and Australia when they start next month. So if you're into a bit of your cricket as well, feel free to join us. As far as the two teams are concerned for tonight's game, which is about 10 minutes away from kick-off, Sheffield Wednesday, they start off with Beadle in goal. Then they have Lowe, Bernard, Iofa, Valerie, Bannon, who's the captain, Ingleson, Musaba, Windus, Valentin, and Lowe. Hearing everything okay up there? Yeah. Leeds have Meslier in goal, have Fairport, Strike, Rodon, Bogle, Gruev, Ampadu, Nonto, Aronson, who's coming for Pirro, probably at the number 10 position, and James and Joseph up front. The new signing obviously wasn't signed in time to play any part in this game, but I'm sure that Leeds fans will be looking forward to seeing him. They do reckon that he's going to be a useful player for Leeds, and they're hoping for a few more before the season transfer window closes. So that's the teams as they are at the moment. So feel free at the moment, before the game kicks off, to get your comments in, what you think of the two teams. Leeds would start as favourites, would you agree? I would have thought so. But Sheffield, being at home, will fancy winning this if they can keep it tight early on. I always find with Leeds that they start off the game, the first 10 minutes, at 100 miles an hour. And if Sheffield Wednesday can't keep Leeds out at that stage, then they could end up getting a bit of a hammering. But if they hold Leeds out after the first 10 or 15 minutes, grow into the game, and they might fancy pinching this 1 or 2-0. But we shall see. So anyway, if you want to put your comments in, please do. Give us a comment. What do you think the score is going to be tonight? Leeds not at full strength yet, because they're looking to add to this squad of theirs. Patrick Bamford's out again with another injury, which is not uncommon for Patrick, is it? But it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes at the moment. I'm looking at a 2-0 win for Leeds tonight. That's just my opinion. But it's everybody else's that counts as well. So what do you think? Let us know. Just lubricate the old throat a bit. I think this is probably a must-win for Leeds. If they're looking to be one of the top 2 and get automatic promotion, then they've got to be looking to win these games. They've drawn the first two games that you probably would have imagined that they'd have taken 4 out of the 6. I mean, it wasn't a fantastic performance by Leeds at West Brom, but a 0-0 draw after conceding 6 goals in the previous 2 games was probably satisfactory. And a 0-0 draw away at West Brom isn't too bad, but they would have thought about beating Portsmouth first game of the season, and they didn't. was a 3-3 draw, although they could have won it at the end, but they didn't. So the fact of the matter is now, is that if they don't win this game, they'll be on 3 points. And if Burnley win tomorrow, whenever they play, we could find that we're 6 points behind Burnley already. And if they're one of our promotion rivals, that's a long way behind, even after 3 games. But we shall see. We shall see. They've got to be looking to win this one. They've got to be. So, I've said my piece. What do you think? Get your comments in now while we've got the chance. The game kicks off in roughly 7 or 8 minutes. So we've got a chance to discuss any comments or any goal predictions before the game kicks off. I'm looking forward to this one. It should be a good game. I'll be looking forward to seeing how Nonto plays for Leeds, because there's been a few rumours that after the selling of Rutte, that he's rumoured to have been asking for a transfer. But we'll see how he plays, if he's really committed to the team. So some good games tomorrow as well, bad looks of things. QPR and Plymouth looks a good game. Hull and Millwall as well. Some good games in the EFL 1 as well, so we can't stream them all, can't live stream them all, but this is going to be a good one. There's a good contingency of Leeds fans, which, as you would expect, it's only half an hour from Leeds to Sheffield, I think, isn't it? It's a big ground, is Hillsborough, and it's not full, but I could imagine there's a big crowd there. So who's got a prediction then? My prediction 2-0. I'm going to put it in there so everybody can see. Yeah, I've got it on paper now so everybody can see mine. So don't be frightened to put yours in. We can discuss those predictions right at the end. But that's 2-0 to Leeds, not 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday, by the way. So I've put it the wrong way, haven't I? But it is 2-0 to Leeds, I'm predicting. I think Leeds will want to keep it tight early on. I would imagine that Leeds are going to have a lot of possession in this game, and they'll be looking to draw Sheffield Wednesday on, and they'll probably hit them on the break with the pace of James and Joseph, Harrison and Nonto. So I would imagine that we'll see the Leeds back four and midfield seeing a lot of the ball, and like I say, just looking to draw Sheffield Wednesday on, and then hit them on the break down the wings. But then what do I know? What do you think? Just looking at a few of the goals that have gone in these games. Max Kilic scoring a couple. Some spectacular goals. But it looks like the players are just about to come out because the preliminaries, the flag wavers and what have you, are on the pitch waiting for the two teams to emerge from the tunnel. And we are only 4 minutes away from the kickoff. If you have just joined us, then please do smash a like just to help this channel grow. If you will, please subscribe as well. That will help enormously. But get your comments in. Even all the comments do help. And smash the notification button just so that you're kept informed of future streams, because there'll be plenty of them for you to join me on. Teams are just in the tunnel there now. Plenty of mascots around both teams. Leeds in their away yellow kit, which I do like. Ethan Ampadu leading the Leeds team out, Leeds captain. Barry Bannon leading Sheffield Wednesday out. Someone just telling me my team better not let me down. Got money on them. My brother-in-law's got £5 on them. I wonder what odds he got. Well, she'll say I've told him that I fancy him, so. Both teams just lining up on the pitch. Go through the handshakes, waving to the crowd. There is a big crowd there. Look, Hillsborough looks pretty full. Looks like Sheffield Wednesday are going to play a 5-4-1, so they're packing that midfield. Not going to give Leeds any space in that midfield by the looks of things. Packed defence as well. Just look what formation Leeds are going to be playing. Leeds are going to play a 4-2-3-1. So they're going to be looking to get the wing backs involved, Fairpo and Bogle. Gruev and Ampadu will probably play the holding midfield and let Aronson, James get forward. Gruev's not one for getting forward, although he's been encouraged to by the manager this season, and he's tried to, but he's not prolific from midfield, and we need more goals from midfield at Leeds United. That's one thing for certain. Leeds showing that they've got a small squad because they've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench, which don't make sense. You might as well have put one of the youth team on, one of the under-21s, rather than have 2 goalkeepers on. What's that all that about? Just shows that Leeds do need to make a couple of signings. So Leeds are the only team to have won at Sheffield Wednesday in the last 10 games. So tradition is with Leeds. Ampadu, the captain, will look to not drop too deep like he has done in the last 2 games. Look to hold his position in midfield and look to get forward a bit more rather than drop too far back. But anyway, the game's underway. Leeds coming forward with the ball at midfield. Goes across to Bogle on the right. He gets booed by the Sheffield Wednesday fans, which you would expect. All the way back to Rodon from a deflection to Meslier. He goes across to strike. Leeds get the ball forward. Play it across to the right, but Dan James, the speed he's got, is not going to catch that one, and that rolls out for a dead ball. And a goal kick to Sheffield Wednesday. Leeds crowd are in good voice. Leeds in that retro yellow kit from the 80s. Long ball from the dead ball. Won by Leeds first header. Musala away down the left-hand side, but Bogles gets the tackle in. It's a good tackle by Bogle. Looks like Leeds might have been given the throw as well, which they have. Well defended by Jaden Bogle. He's going to take the throw. To find Joseph, but he's beaten for the header. And the throw's been given to Sheffield Wednesday, surprisingly enough. So it looks like Ingleson's got a long throw to take. So everybody's retreated into the Leeds box. Ampadu just directing his team. Throw's taken short though, not long, but it comes back to Ingleson, who puts a left-footed away swinger. Strike wins the header though, and it's helped even further on its way. Dan James putting some pressure on the keeper, who has to drive it long. Strike running back, he's going to... I thought he was going to head it back to Meslier, but Meslier stayed where he was. He gets it across to the left-hand side. Fairpo keeps it in with the aid of a nudge in the back. Gets away with that one. Goes across to Bernard on this left-hand side. Lowe is forward and gives it back to Bernard. Goes inside. Ampadu and Bogle in between them. Get a good tackle in. Goes out for a throw to Sheffield Wednesday. It goes backwards, the throw. It goes back to Bernard. He gives it back to his keeper, Beadle. He goes across to his right back, who then drives it across, but it's cut out. So poor ball is that. And Leeds have picked the ball up in midfield and have got a chance to attack. Goes through to Joseph. Aronson wins it, got it to Nonto. He tries to flick it inside. Joseph is there again. Goalkeeper's closed him down and manages to block the shot. And then Sheffield Wednesday try to drive the ball out. It hits Nonto in the chest and they get a lucky deflection because it goes out for a dead ball. So Leeds putting the pressure on early on. It was a tight angle for Joseph there and the goalkeeper managed to close him down and get a block on the shot. But a good start to the game by Leeds, putting plenty of pressure on. The ball's driven forward. Strike wins the header. Leeds putting the pressure on. Windass has to go backwards to Bernard. Bernard just in the middle of his own half. Leeds are squeezing up. Bernard goes across to Lowe, who has to go back to his keeper. As Leeds put the press on. Bernard has the ball again, goes to the left to Lowe. He goes down the line to the runner. Osaba is going to get there. He's got a chance to cross it. And he gives Bogle the slip. Turns left, turns right, turns left. Tries to put a left-footed crossing, but by that time Leeds had closed him down. And the ball is deflected out for a corner to Sheffield Wednesday on this left-hand side. He created the space there and had to go back again. Created the space on a turn on the right foot and didn't cross it when he had the space and was closed down. It's a corner to Sheffield Wednesday. Ball's played in long. It's won by Leeds. It's hooked back in again, and it's won again by Leeds as Nonto's dragged down there. Dragged down by Valentin, but he gets away with it. Nonto was never going to make the ball, but he was dragged down with a hand around the neck. Ball's played down the right-hand side by Sheffield Wednesday, but Strike wins the ball. It's played back to Melier. He goes inside to Ampadu. He goes to Strike and gets the ball back. There's Ampadu. Goes down the left-hand side. Joseph couldn't win it. It goes on to the right-hand side, picked up by Sheffield Wednesday, who again are running forward. The ball is crossed. Rodon makes the header. A good header. Fairpo hooks the ball out, but not very far. It's picked up again by Sheffield Wednesday in that middle of the park there. Leeds get a foot in as the ball's tried to be played forward, and it goes out for a throw. Ingleson from the opposite side of the field this time, from the right hand side. Looks like he's going to go for the long throw this time. Everybody's backed off into the penalty box. Long throw. It's thrown long this time. Iofa got up, got the header. It's a glancing header though, and it just runs harmlessly out for a throw, a dead ball. Ampadu picks the ball up in midfield. Goes back to Strike. Goes across to Rodon. Rodon's got a bit of space in front of him. Plays it in the middle to Ampadu. Back to Rodon. Back to the left to Strike. Into the centre of midfield to Ampadu. So runner on the right hand side. It's Daniel James. He plays it inside to Bogle. Bogle gets it across. It's behind the England, the Leeds runners. It's deflected for a corner from Sheffield Wednesday. If he could have got it in front of the Leeds runners, there was a chance to attack that ball, but it was just slightly behind. But again, it's good play, a good long ball by Leeds. Bogle and James are right ahead of the play. Corner on the right hand side for Leeds. It's played short, so Daniel James is going to go, puts a cross in the, and how did Strike miss that? He should have scored. At the front post, he had a free header and he's put it wide. Daniel James just went onto his right foot and put a cross into the near post. It was a bit of a deflection, but Strike just had to bend his head backwards to reach it. If he could have just got a glancing header on it, that would have been 1-0 to Leeds. Great chance that. Ball's driven long. Bogle wins the header. Aronson chasing it down in midfield. It's tidied up by Sheffield Wednesday. Goes to Lowe on the left-hand side. He just crosses the halfway, then puts a long ball down the Leeds left again, but that's going to go all the way through to Meslier. Just a bit too long by Sheffield Wednesday. Meslier rolls the ball out to Rodon. On the right-hand side to Bogle. He goes down the line again. Joseph just couldn't keep the ball under control. Sheffield Wednesday picked the ball up. Nonto puts the pressure on. The ball goes back to the keeper, Beadle, and he drives it long. Leeds win the ball in the middle, Rodon, and Strike between them. Rodon has it again. Him and Grueff just swap a couple of passes, and it goes out to Dan James on the right-hand side. Plays it back to Rodon. And Strike. He goes back to Rodon. Gruev on the left-hand side. Got Fairpo in front of him. Gives it to Fairpo. Goes back to Nonto. Nonto still has it. To Rodon. Ampadu. To Gruev going forward now. Fairpo's in front of him still. But he has to go backwards to strike. And Ampadu with a bit of space in front of him to run. Aronson gives it to the right. Dan James. Aronson's knocked off the ball, but he's battling it for it to get back. Ampadu gets his foot in. It runs through to the keeper. The Sheffield Wednesday playing across the back line there and giving chance Leeds to intercept there. Unfortunate that it didn't get run for them. If they keep doing that, it will do eventually. Rodon pressing high. Bogle wins the ball back. Gives it out to the right to James. He gets a cross in again. Behind everybody again. Not a great cross behind everybody who was attacking the 6-yard box. Fairpo gets his foot in on the right-hand side to stop Sheffield Wednesday breaking away down there. It's a throw to Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, just Dan James's cross was poor. It was behind everybody instead of giving everybody a chance to run at it and attack it. Nonto is barged in the back and a free kick is given. I don't think Ingleson agreed with that, but it was. It's taken quickly. It goes to Ampadu. Goes across to Bogle. And to Rodon. Strike. To Gruev. Fairpo on the left-hand touchline. Plays it inside to Nonto. Gets it back to Fairpo. He goes to Rodon. Then to Bogle. Rodon going backwards. In the centre. Ampadu. To the right to Bogle. James. But there's a man on him as soon as he gets the ball, but he wins the throw. In fact, the linesman's given it to Sheffield Wednesday, so Daniel Farker didn't agree with that. He's not a happy bunny at all. Fourth official just trying to calm him down a bit. The ball's played long by Sheffield Wednesday down the left-hand side, but it's not an accurate ball and it drifts harmlessly out of play for a throw to Leeds. Bogle quickly closed down, but the deflection goes Leeds' way and it goes for a throw to Leeds just short of the halfway line on the right-hand side. Bogle takes the throw, looking for a runner. Goes backwards to Rodon and he gives it back to Meslier to strike on the left. To Gruev, to Fairpo, to strike. He plays it long down the left-hand side. Joseph was never going to win that header. Aronson working hard again, trying to win the ball back. That's a good one too. It's got Sheffield Wednesday away and the ball was across Jamal Lowe. Musabe has it now though. He's got a chance to attack the byline. Bogle stuck to his task, deflected the ball away for the corner. But it was a good cross to the middle of the box and the runners were there just a yard in far in front of them. Sheffield Wednesday would have been in there on goal. Musaba again. Bogle. Yeah, good defending by Bogle. Stop him getting the cross in. But a dangerous position. A corner is taken short by Wednesday. Windus crosses it in. Strike wins the header, but it goes straight out for a throw. I think Windus is going to take this throw again. pushing and shoving in the box there as usual. But Leeds win the first header out to the edge of the box where Sheffield Wednesday picked the ball up again. It's gone back to Windass. Ingolson's challenged by Nonto. He goes down holding his ankle. The referee's given a free kick. Nonto's not happy about that. Just have a look at the replay there and see if he did catch it. Yeah, did catch him. He went with his right foot to get the ball and stood on his foot, and those are particularly painful. He's given a... Nonto's given a free kick away in a really dangerous position. It's tight to the left-hand touchline, but it looks like Bannon's going to take the free kick with his left foot and swing one in. Swings one deep to the back post, where there's a free header. Iota, and then what's Meslier doing? He had a chance to just pick the ball up and he just palmed it away for a throw. Poor by Meslier, he could have just dived on that. There was no pressure on him. Iota won the header. It just bounced aimlessly across Meslier's goal, but he just belly flopped and pushed it away rather than just catching it. Long throw again. Meslier comes for it, flaps a bit at it, gets a bit of a hand to it. It drops kindly for Leeds and managed to hook it away. But it's back in again. There's another cross back in. Leeds won the header. Goes back again. Joseph. But Ampadu wins the ball. Hits a long one down to the left. It was aiming for Nonto. He couldn't reach it, but Fairpo's up there. And he can bring the ball down. A lot of pressure on him, but he did well to hold on to it. Goes across to Rodon and then to Bogle on the right hand side. Aronson's lost the ball though. He didn't keep control of that. Ampadu wins the ball well. Goes back to Bogle. Ampadu. Strike wins it. Nonto gives it back to Strike. Ampadu. This ball is still deep. Gruoff on the left. Got Fairpo in front of him. Goes to Ampadu and then back to Strike. Nonto. Left to Gruev. Gruev's got a bit of space in front of him. He plays the ball inside to Nonto. Nonto's shoved in the back, but it's not given. Leeds win the ball back. Nonto on the edge of the box. James. But it looks like Nonto, when he received that ball, was offside and a free kick is given. There's a bit more urgency about Leeds, though. They're not slow like they were against West Brom. You know, they want to take this game. Yeah, just half a yard offside, Nonto. Good decision by the assistant referee. Beadle's going to take a long one. Ball goes long. Rodon wins the header comfortably. Nonto flicks it on. Bernard wins it, but he's headed it too far forward. Goes through to Strike, to Rodon. Strike gets it back again. Fairpo down the line to Nonto. Was he pushing the back? He wasn't, but the throw is still given to Leeds. 64% possession to Leeds so far. Ball comes to the right to Bogle. Into midfield to Ampadu. He's going backwards, but he feeds it out to Strike, and he's got a chance to make a bit of a run forward. Gruev into the centre to Rodon. Back to Strike. Nonto to the left. Plays the ball down the line. Joseph. Joseph gets it to Fairpo. Fairpo plays it inside to Nonto. He goes across to Rodon. To Bogle on the right-hand side. He comes inside, gives the ball to Nonto, but he's crowded out. But the ball's cleared poorly, and Ampadu picks it up, and he has a chance of a shot. The ball comes through. It almost ran for Joseph, but the keeper was out quickly at the feet of Joseph. Picks the ball up. It looks like Nonto and Ampadu are injured. Oh, he stood on Nonto's foot. I say Max Lowe made the challenge on Nonto, and it was only like the one that Nonto made a bit earlier on the other side of the pitch. He had his foot stood on. The free kick was given against Nonto then. Why couldn't that have been given to him there? I can understand why Nonto's got a Lagi Ramazani. He's there in the crowd watching the new Leeds signing. Ball played down the right hand side. Fairport brings the ball down, loses control of it though. I don't know what that was. There was Windass on the right hand side there, and I thought he was crossing. It was more like a shot, but from so far out on such a tight angle, he didn't have much of a chance of scoring, and it just drifted harmlessly wide and over the bar. Meslier takes the ball short, goes to Roden on the right hand side. He's got Bogle in front of him. Sheffield Wednesday applying the press. Well, that's a great touch there. Aronson gets the ball away to Nonto. And the ball through to Joseph. He's in on goal. It must have been brought down. It's got to be a penalty. But Aronson scores anyway. They don't need the penalty, and Leeds are a goal ahead. Brendan Aronson scores for Leeds. And that was quick, incisive passing by Leeds. Great counter-attacking. And if it hadn't been for Aronson putting that loose ball in, it would have been a penalty, I'm sure of it. But Leeds are a goal up. It's great play by Joseph, and he was brought down. That would have been a penalty for sure. But the loose ball ran for Aronson, who had cut inside, just brought it onto his left foot from his right, and hit it into the back of the net. The keeper had actually gone down to try and block Joseph's shot, and he just side-footed it into an open net. And that's great for Brendan Harrison. Really pleased for the kid, because he's come back and has shown great commitment to Leeds. And that's a great start for Leeds. And a great start for Brendan Aronson. That's his second goal of the season, having scored against Portsmouth on the first game. So Rodon picks the ball up off Meslier as the ball came all the way through to him. He goes inside to Nonto. Gruev out to Fairpo. Strike. Rodon back to Strike. He plays the ball inside to Fairpo. Fairpo nods it on to Joseph, and Fairpo runs on and gets the ball back from him. And he's brought down as the ball was passed inside to Aronson. It went behind him. And Fairpo was brought down by Ingleson. The referee's having a word with Ingleson about that. Yeah. Fairpo had just tapped it past Ingleson as he made his challenge, and he brought Fairpo down. Quite rightly a free kick in for Leeds in a dangerous position. Probably 10, 15 yards outside the Sheffield Wednesday box. So Aronson stood over it. Can Leeds strike a second goal? A second one would really put the cat among the pigeons. Aronson's going to take it, right-footed. He has a shot, and it's just wide. The goalkeeper is scrambling across the goal, and it's just wide of his right-hand post. Goalkeeper dived, so he must have thought, and it wasn't that far wide. A yard wide. He got it over the top of the wall, did Aronson, and down. Aronson obviously full of confidence after scoring that goal, his second of the season. The dead ball is taken long. Now, Nonto's dived in there on Valerie on the edge of the touchline. Nonto gets a book in there, totting up, I would imagine. There, he's had to go at the referee a couple of times, and it didn't even touch the ball. Just took Valerie out, and probably deserved that. And that was silly by Nonto, because early in this game he's got a yellow card to his name. Probably lost his head a bit there. And if there's any more like that, I could see him being taken off before he gets sent off. It's a free kick on the right-hand side that's taken short by Sheffield Wednesday. Ball's played down the line to Windus. He's got a chance to cross it. It comes to the edge of the box. It's a great shot and block by Engelsson. Leeds did well to block it. Bannon picks the loose ball up, plays it across to the back post. But it looks like Windus may be an offside there. The referee's given it. Engelsson, yeah, had a great chance, but there was a lot of bodies in front of him, and he didn't seem to strike it that well, but the Leeds defenders were out on him quickly to block that shot. Striker Bogle got the block in, it just hit him. Ball goes down the left-hand side for Leeds. Goes to Joseph. He's been held, in fact they're both doing a bit of holding. Ball goes back to Beadle. Engelsson. Cross to the right-hand side. Played down the right again. Fairpo has to bend down to head the ball out, but head it out he does, and it's a throw to Sheffield Wednesday. Given to Bannon. He has to go backwards after being pressurised by Joseph. Beadle stood with his foot on the ball well out of his penalty area. Leeds are not going to push up too high until James decides to go. They try to play the ball down the left-hand side, but it doesn't go to anybody. It rolls harmlessly out for a Leeds throw. Rodon gets the ball. Pressurised, so goes across to Meslier. Strike on the edge of the penalty box. Gruev gives it inside. Well played to Nonto. He gets Fairpo away. Gruev goes past him. Nonto has got the ball back again. Had a chance to give it to Fairpo, but it's pushed over. And Leeds get a free kick 5 yards inside the Sheff Wednesday half. They take it quickly to Rodon, and it goes across to the right-hand side to Bogle. He gets it inside. James. Aronson picks the ball up. Working hard for it, Aronson. Leeds are working hard for it. The ball hits Bogle as they try to clear it, and it comes through to Aronson. He's got James on his right-hand side. He's got it now as James. He puts the ball across. It's another poor cross by James. But Leeds pick the loose ball up again. It's a shot by James that's it's a long way out, and it hits a defender in the back and just rolls harmlessly through to the keeper Beadle. Speculative by Dan James there. He's not going to score from that far out, but he had a go. Ball's played long, but it goes through to Rodon and wins the header. He gives it to Bogle. He's going backwards, he's put under pressure. Goes to Meslier, who drives it forward, gets more underneath it than any distance, but Aronson heads it on. It's picked up on the halfway line by Sheffield Wednesday. Goes across to Valerie, but he's pressurised by Nonto and has to go back to his keeper. Keeper Beadle picks the ball up. Stands on the ball, looks for an out. Goes across to the left to Lowe. Bit of space for him to run into now. Plays it down the left-hand side to Osaba. He goes round Bogle. Bogle does well though. Got his foot in. Gave it to James. Goes inside to Rodon. Ampadu has it. He plays the ball long down the left-hand side. Goes all the way through to the keeper. Musaba getting into a few good positions, but Bogle, Gruev tries to put a bit of pressure on there, just a bit too robust. A tackle gives the free kick away. Just trying to put the press on. Free kick to Sheffield Wednesday, deep inside their own half on the right hand side. They go across. Goes to Bernard from the keeper. Down there, left hand side now. Went inside to Lowe. He goes all the way back. And Beadle has it at his feet again. Goes across to Bernard. Osaba. He comes inside. Goes round Dan James. That gives it away to Nonto in the middle of the box. And he's got a chance to run. He checks inside and goes again. Gives it to Dan James. It's a good tackle there by Lowe. But has he given it away? I thought Leeds had won that back, but they haven't. But Leeds do win the ball back eventually on the halfway line. They tied it up nicely by Ampadu. And now Strike has got it. He goes all the way back to Meslier. He goes across to the left to Fairpo. He lays it straight off to Strike. Ampadu, who's deep, plays it all the way across to the right to Bogle. He's got plenty of space in front of him. Gets to the halfway, then goes backwards to Gruev. Aronson. Strike. Ampadu. It's on the halfway line. To Nonto. Nonto plays it across to Rodon. Gruev to Bogle on the halfway line on the right hand side. He plays the left-footed ball down to Matteo Joseph. Can he keep it in? Well, he tried to get his foot around it to stop it from going for a throw, and all he managed to do was to turn it away for a dead ball. As we were seeing that replay, Sheffield Wednesday won the ball deep inside the Leeds half. There's a cross that Meslier just cut comfortably, and Leeds have possession again. Aronson, with 10 minutes to go. It's Pascal Strike. Gives it to the captain. He goes across to Rodon. Rodon's got a Bogle on the right hand side. He gives it to him now. Goes back to Rodon and then back to Meslier. Rodon gets it back. Goes to Bogle on the right again, who's hugging the touchline. Lowe flies in, doesn't get any of the ball. As Bogle skips around him, goes back to Rodon onto Meslier. He plays it to Ampadu in the middle. He turns, looks forward. Nonto wants it and gets it. Fairpo in front of him. Fairpo does get it, but then goes back to Ampadu on the halfway line, who plays it across to Rodon. All the way across to Bogle on the right-hand side. He goes back to Rodon. Strike on the left. Running forward. Nonto. Inside to Aronson. Gives it back to Strike. Nonto. Inside to Ampadu. Good one-time passing, one-touch passing from Leeds here. Ampadu in the middle to Nonto with a bit of space on the left. He plays it inside. Fairpo, Nonto swaps passes. Gruev on the left. Given to Ampadu, back to Gruev. He's got a man on the right hand side, that's Bogle. He gets it from him. He tries to flick it inside, but the pass doesn't get to Dan James, but Nonto puts pressure on. I think that might have been Bernard on his own goal line. All Bernard can do is kick it out for a throw to Leeds, and Bogle's going to take it. Leeds putting a lot of pressure on now. Throw is taken. Flicked inside to Dan James. Dan James has given it away though. Musabas loses it though. Gruev gets it. He goes across to Ampadu. Fairpo. Gruev gets the ball. He has to go backwards to Rodon. Ampadu's got Fairpo. He goes back to Ampadu. Rodon, centre of the pitch. Gruev on this right hand side now, having started on the left. Strike. Ampadu. Fairpo on the left. Leeds being patient here. Rodon in the centre circle. Plays it inside to Bogle. He goes down the right to James. James has got to the byline. He gets a cross in to the back post. There's no Leeds player there. Ball's headed away. Bannon helps it further on its way, but Leeds pick the ball up again with Fairpo. Strike again. He gives it to Rodon in the centre of midfield. Ball's played straight ahead. Joseph gets it. Fairpo. Aronson on the right hand side. Holds the ball up, gives it to Strike, and it goes back to Rodon again. Back to Strike. He plays it inside to Joseph. Joseph comes out, gives it to Aronson, who comes back inside. Goes to Ampadu. Ampadu to Gruev. Bogle on the right. He's got James hugging the touchline. James gets it now and comes inside. Puts a cross into the back post. It's a great header as well. So a shot there by Mateo Joseph, which is deflected, and it's run out to the far corner. Leeds a pressure in with James there, but they eventually get the ball away. But Leeds pick the ball up again inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Gruev now. Gruev coming inside. Bogle. Gruev going back to Rodon as Sheffield push up. To Fairpo. Nonto in the centre circle. He goes across to the right hand side to Bogle, who's made a great run. He's got a bit of space. Plays the ball inside, but it hits the defender's legs and goes backwards. Dan James picks the ball up. Rodon inside to Ampadu with a bit of space to turn. He tries to go to Nonto, but it's intercepted. Musaba's away. He's got Low to his right, but there's a lot of Leeds defenders around him. Gruev gets the tackle in. They're crying out for a free kick, but the referee hasn't given it. Aronson has it now, gives it back to Gruev. Ampadu. To Nonto. Striker's got Fairpo to his left. Plays it inside to Ampadu and Nonto. Strike going forward. Gives it to Fairpo. Nonto supporting. He goes forward, but then is turned around. Goes to Rodon. To Ampadu. Strike to the left. Got Fairpo in front of him. Nonto supporting. One touch pass. Ampadu. He's just slowing the game down a bit. Sheffield Wednesday press up, so Ampadu goes all the way back to Meslier. The ball's played forward now. Bogles have got a chance of a loose run on the goal, but the keeper's out, collects the ball. Beadle just taking his time. Plays the ball long down the right-hand side, but Pascal Strike wins the header. It's flicked on, picked up by Matteo Joseph. He's bundled over. Referee says no free kick. Valentin down the right-hand side for Sheffield Wednesday. Tries to go around Gruev. He manages to. But then Gruev sticks to his task. And him and Fairpo between them win the ball. Valentin is pulling Fairpo's shirt and Leeds get the free kick. Did he do his business? Meslier is going to take this free kick. Drives it long down the left-hand side, aimed at Nonto. He's not going to win that, though. But Leeds do pick the loose ball up. Fairpo just hits it, hopefully, into the middle, and Sheffield Wednesday pick the ball up. It's hit to the left-hand side. So Musaba got a chance to run at Bogle again. Plays inside to Bannon, who puts a left-footed swinger. But it doesn't beat the first man, and it's headed out by Leeds. Nonto putting a bit of pressure on. Leeds winning the loose balls, but Ingleson picks it up on the right-hand side, trying to attack that byline, but has to turn back inside, puts a left-footed cross, which Bogle wins the header. Aronson in there, Ampadu in there, and Ampadu wins the free kick against Windus. Crowd not happy about it. Yeah, Windus just in the back of Ampadu. Free kick ends up going back to Meslier. Out to Strike again. Fairpo to Gruev, drives it down the line. Joseph, the ball's laid back to the keeper and he drives it long. Too long. And that's going to run all the way through to Strike. And he heads it to Meslier. The last minute of the first half. Can't imagine there's much extra time to be added. Ampadu picks the ball up. Centre midfield, runs forward. He's got Gruev. Gruev gets his head down and runs. Nonto puts the ball across. And that's a great ball by Nonto. Right along that, inside of that 6-yard box. In fact, it was Fairpo. Dan James at the back of the box, just a yard away from it. Two added minutes, end of this first half. The ball is driven by the keeper out to the right-hand side, but it's over the head of the intended player. Goes out for a throw to Leeds, just inside their own half on the left-hand side. Long throw that by Ampadu. Didn't know he could throw it that far. But the ball breaks to Sheffield Wednesday, just crossing the halfway line on the left-hand side. Musaba again, up against Bogle. Bogle gets his foot in. Ball goes across to the right-hand side. Iofa driving onto the right hand side. Valerie to Iofa. To Bernard. Ingleson plays out to the left. Lowe has got a bit of space. Dan James closing him down. Strike gets his foot in as the ball's played into the box. Well played by Musabi. He must have been outside at the back of the post, and he was. I think that's Iofa at the back post. Yeah, he's well offside. And that's the last action of the first half. The referee brings it to an end, and a satisfactory half for Leeds. I think Sheffield Wednesday lucky to be in this game. Well, 1-0, they'll be fairly happy with that, because it could have been a couple more. Half time, a satisfactory half for Leeds. I think they played well that half. They dominated possession. And a well-worked goal leaves them 1-0 up. But they won't be settling for that, because a 1-0 lead is a very precarious lead. Sheffield Wednesday have threatened a couple of times, and who's to say that they won't get a chance or two in this second half? So Leeds will be looking to put a couple more in just to make this game safe. But with it being half time, you've got a chance to get your comments in now. What do you think about that half? I think Leeds have been the better team by far, even at home. Sheffield Wednesday have really not seen much of the ball, apart from the first 10 minutes when they had probably more touches in the opposition box than Leeds did, even though they were dominating possession. But that's all changed now, and I feel like while I've been watching this game, and probably as you would see as well, Leeds have had a lot of the ball. They've been winning all the 50-50 balls. All the loose balls Leeds have picked up and created several chances. So if you want to get your comments in now is the chance. Well, we've got the break. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not a subscriber, because it really helps our channel grow. And hit that notification button so that you can see further live streams with us, including some cricket games a bit later on in the month of September between England and Australia. Be something different to watch. So if you like that, please do subscribe and hit the like button and the notification button so you'll know exactly when these games are going to be on. We've got some games. I'll certainly be doing a game on Sunday. I don't know which one it is so far, but again, if you've hit that notification button, as soon as I put the live stream up, you'll be told about it, so you won't miss it. But if you've got anything that you've noticed, anything you want to discuss in the comments now, you can do so while we're at half time. I'll still stick with my prediction of a 2-0 win. But what do you guys think? I think it's difficult to pick somebody out of the Leeds team who hasn't had a good game. Aronson's played well and scored the goal. Fairpo's played real well on that side. Nonto maybe just lost his head a bit and got a booking for his troubles. But he has created things down that left-hand side along with Fairpo. Maybe Dan James needs to get a bit more involved. He's been in a couple of positions where he could have put good crosses in, and they've been a bit poor. They've been behind the attacking players rather than in front for the players to attack. So if we're being super critical, we could pick on Dan James. I think Jaden Bogle's had a great game against Musaba down that right-hand side. Musaba's used his pace to attack that goal line and Bogle stuck with him, stuck to his task and got some important blocks in. But that's just my opinion. You can let me know what you think if you want. Get the comments in now, guys, while we've got a chance to discuss them. It's a bit warm at the moment. I'll put my comment in anyway. Leeds playing very well, which you've got to say they have been. Beginning to look like a team that you could say should be pushing for promotion. Leeds have done real well. Looked a good side today. And they're just going through that goal again now. It's some really good passing. And Aronson did brilliant to finish that one. He had a lot to do still. It was on his right foot. And he flicked it onto his left foot, which opened the goal up for him. And then just side-footed it in. But, yeah, it's a great finish by Aronson. I still feel like that would have been a penalty on Matteo Joseph if Aronson not had put that on him. Yeah, it looked like the sliding tackle took his legs away from him. So it would have been a penalty. But Aronson did the right thing and put it in the back of the net. And then the referee doesn't have to make a decision then. Even when that attack was developing, I was crying out for the penalty, but I was so happy to see Aronson stick it in the back of the net. I think the way that Aronson's going at the moment, the Leeds fans are soon forgiving him. He's worked really hard. I've been watching him pressurising in that midfield and he's covered some yards. He's really worked hard for the team. That shows his commitment. I think the Leeds fans will be taking to him again. Just telling my brother-in-law, he says we all love Leeds. He's a Hull City fan. What a fake. He loves Leeds because he's got £5 on this game. Looking forward to this second half because it's been a good game so far. But then I would say that being a Leeds fan. What are you cooking, girl? Nothing. What? Yeah. Still haven't heard anything from Claire yet, so whether they've told her that everything's okay or not, I don't know. No. Well, they'll be closed tomorrow, won't they? And I'm working tomorrow, so. Your mum's taking you away, boy. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. You can post your comments if you disagree with me saying Leeds are playing very well. Even if you're not a Leeds fan, if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan, let me know. Let me know what you think. Can Leeds close this game out in the second half? Second goal early on for Leeds would be a killer for Sheffield Wednesday. Things we're going to do is not let Sheffield Wednesday back into it early in this second half. Keep them under pressure. Is anybody watching the Formula One? I used to be right into it, but I don't know, I think it was because Max Verstappen was winning everything that I just lost a bit of interest in it. Maybe the other teams are catching him up a bit now because he hasn't won one for a few, has he? The Dutch Grand Prix on Sunday, which should be interesting because it's forecast for plenty of rain. I always like to see a rain-affected Grand Prix. Makes it more interesting. So the qualifying for the Dutch Grand Prix is 1 p.m. tomorrow. Whoa. Well, that's a cracking goal there. Who's that goal from? Borussia Mönchengladbach. Well, that must have been 30 yards out with the left foot and it flew into the top corner. Who scored that? If you get the chance to see that goal, the Bayern Borussia Mönchengladbach game, have a look at that left footer. That was a cracking shot. That was a long way out. That's a contender for goal of the season already. It's only the first game in the German Bundesliga. What does everybody think to Man City re-signing Gundogan again? It was a bit out of the blue, wasn't it? I wonder why he left Barcelona. It said it was his dream club where he wanted to go, and then he's left them after a year. There's more to that than meets the eye. I think Bogle had a bit of a iffy game on his debut against Portsmouth, but he certainly played well today. He stuck to his task and looks like he's a player on that left, on the right hand side at right fullback. It looks like the teams are coming back out for the second half. Sheffield Wednesday already out. Leeds is just coming out now. Referee about to get the game started this second half. Sheffield Wednesday to kick off, kicking from left to right. And here we go. So the ball is immediately played long to the left-hand side for Sheffield Wednesday. It goes over the top of the intended player's head, and it's a throw to Leeds. Bogle plays it high. Joseph tangling with a guy who's much bigger. No, it's Aaron. No, it's Joseph, yeah. Ball bouncing around. Sheffield Wednesday eventually sort it out and it comes out to the right-hand side. Valerie plays it down the line. Strike cuts the ball out, but the loose ball is picked up by Windass. Plays it inside Ingleson. He plays it to the back post. Bogle wins that one, though. Lowe dips his head in low. Risks getting a kick in the head. Heads it into the box, but it goes straight through to Meslier. Makes an easy catch. Lays the ball out to Bogle on the right-hand side. Rodon. Ampadu. Rodon. Strike on the left. Gruev. Pressurised, so he has to go backwards. Strike goes down the left. Plays it down to Nonto. Chests it down to Gruev. Fairpo gets a toe in, but it looks like he maybe took the man down as well. And it's a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday. It's taken quickly. Valentin went down, but someone got back up again. Bernard to Lowe. Bannon plays the ball long down the left-hand side. Windass plays it across. Bogle does well. Ball's deflected when it's cleared by Leeds, and Leeds win the throw. Bogle again defending well. Ampadu clears on the volley. Jamal Lowe wins the ball. And Leeds are away again, and it's Dan James is away, and he's in on the goalkeeper now. He's just got the keeper to beat, and he chips it over him and scores, and Leeds are 2-0 ahead. And that's a brilliant, composed finish by Dan James. And Leeds United are 2-0 up. And that's a superb finish by Dan James. And just looking at that ball again, Matteo Joseph wins the ball deep inside the Leeds half and plays the ball through to Dan James, and he's got the pace to run away from his man. And as the keeper goes down, he just dinks it. Composure. Yeah, the keeper went down quickly, and Dan James just flicked it over him. And it just rolls into the empty net. And Leeds 2-0 ahead. And that's a great start to the second half for Leeds. Great start. And it looks like the referee's given Dan James a yellow card for celebrating with the supporters. That's just pathetic. They're taking all the joy out of the game, some of these referees. Anyway, the ball is back with Meslier to strike. Gruev plays it inside, but it's picked up by Sheff Wednesday. To the right. But so many defenders for Leeds. Fairpo plays it forward. It's deflected back past him, and it goes out for a dead ball to Leeds. Looks like Strike might be going to take it. Short one to Meslier, maybe. It is. Meslier goes across to the right-hand side to Rodon. Rodon drives it long. Ball is headed back in. Rodon has to backtrack to win the ball back, which he does do. But Sheff Wednesday are given offside in the Leeds box as that ball was played through. And that'll be a free kick to Leeds. Bogle inside to Ampadu. Joseph lays it off to Gruev. Comes across to the left-hand side. Fairpo's away on the left. It goes to Fairpo. Nonto has it taken off him though, but he's got a chance to put a bit of pressure on, which they do. The ball is cleared out for a throw to Leeds. Ball goes back to Strike. Strike gets the ball back. Rodon, back to Strike. Plays it inside to Gruev. Ball was aimed at Nonto but doesn't get it. Joseph puts the pressure on Beadle as the ball goes through to him. Now Nonto gets a foot in. It's great work by Leeds. They're really pressuring the ball deep inside the Sheff Wednesday half. Valerie has the throw. Ball's played inside, but Ampadu gets his foot in and wins the ball back for Leeds. It's given to Nonto in the centre. Nonto's got a chance to play the ball right. He checks inside. It's a bit too tight in there. Bannon has the ball. He gets it out to the right. Ampadu and Gruev win the ball back between them again, and Gruev's away. Go back to Fairpo. Ampadu in the middle. He goes back to Rodon to Strike just in the centre circle. He comes right across to the left to Fairpo. Fairpo plays it inside. It was aimed for Aronson, but it wasn't getting to him. Saba, but Dan James did great to funnel back and took the ball off Ingleson, and Ingleson Ingleson pushed him over. Dan James just ran past him with his pace. A free kick to Leeds. Great work by Dan James, funneling back there. Ball comes out to Junior Fairpaw on the left. He goes back to strike as Sheffield Wednesday put the press on. Goes across the road on the right. Bogle on the right-hand side. Dan James, and he's pulled back again as he went inside his man. And that's a free kick for the shape pull. Bernard gets that free kick because he was never going to catch James once James had turned him. So he gives the free kick away and a yellow card for him. Fairpaw has it on the left. He's pressure hard immediately and has to go backwards. Ampadu picks it up in the middle. Can go forward. Aronson's pushed off the ball though. Osaba won that ball off him. He goes across to the right-hand side. Valentin, but he has to come inside to Bannon. He goes across to the left. Bernard. It's played inside to Osaba. Back to Bannon. Ingleson goes across. Left-hand side. Bit of space there, but they've come back inside again to Bannon. And then going back again to Bernard. Iofa, pressurised, goes back to Bernard. Well played by Max Lowe. He lays the ball out to the right side. It's a cross by Osaba, but it's cut out. Bogle has a chance to play the ball to James, and he's giving it away, trying to lay it off. That's poor by Dan James. That's good by Bogle. Well, I don't agree with that. Musaba and Bogle were tangling for that. Musaba's huge compared to Bogle and fell over. Looking at the replay there. Nah, nothing in that. Musaba throws himself down to the floor and the referee buys it in a dangerous area as well. And Bogle's having a word with the referee and laughing at him, saying, what was that for? So it's right on the goal, virtually on, it's a yard inside the goal line on Leeds' left-hand side, probably a couple of yards outside the box. And it's going to be a right-footed in-swinger. It's aimed at the near post, it was drilled. But Leeds get the ball away. Valerie with Nonto for company. He gets a bit of space, puts the cross in. Good punch by Meslier. Joseph is up there tangling for it. Comes through to Nonto, and there's a chance of a breakaway here. Aronson and his tackle from behind. The referee said that was all right. Lowe works his way on the inside right channel into the box, and then has a shot across the box. But the ball goes wide of the right-hand post and out for a goal kick. Yeah, it looked a bit half-hearted. I think it was more of a cross than the shot. There was no conviction in that shot whatsoever. I think that was a cross, but there was nobody there for him. Just looking at whether that... no. That was a foul on Harrison. That was a foul. A tackle from behind, you can't allow that. Aronson was away. Well, that's brilliant by Joseph. I just couldn't bring it down properly. He'd gone past Barnard. His man had given him... But it's given away to Nonto. Nonto to Gruev. But he goes back. Played into Ampadu in the centre circle. He's going to cross to the right to Bogle. Lee's just slowing the tempo down. Gruev on the left, on the halfway line. Gets it back, does Gruev. Goes back to strike. Rodon. Back to strike. He plays a ball long for the run of Joseph again. And Iofa, a big guy like Iofa, goes falling over. A little guy like Joseph drags him down. Didn't see much in that. I'm just going through that pass again for the Dan James goal. That's a brilliant pass by Joseph. Dan James was never going to be caught, and such a cool finish. And the Leeds crowd behind that goal were going crazy. And quite rightly too. The guy there in the crowd drops his pie as he's celebrating the goal. Oh, where's my pie gone? Oh, where's all my pie? Bogle, Rodon swapping passes and creating a bit of space. Goes to Aronson. He plays it down the line. It's deflected out for a throw to Leeds. Looks like there's a man injured for Iofa. Just gone down injured. The referee's having a word with him just in the centre circle. He's calling the trainer on. Iofa's stood up, taking a chance to take a drink. And Daniel Farker just having a minute with Strike, just giving him some advice, tactical tips, whatever. Just things that he's noticed, having a good word with Strike. This won't be doing Sheffield Wednesday any good. They need to get some momentum, and these breaks are just playing into Leeds' hand. Looks like Iofa's coming off for some treatment on the touchline. He has to come off to come back on again. Leeds have the ball again in their own half. Goes forward to Fairpo. He gives it inside to Gruev. Rodon to Strike. To Nonto on the left. Gruev again to Ampadu. Bogle on the right. It goes all the way through to Dan James. He cuts inside and plays a great ball through. Bogle just couldn't reach it. It's a great ball through. Aronson wins the header that's from the clearance. But it rolls out for a throw to Sheffield Wednesday, deep inside their own half, over on the left-hand side. Throw's taken backwards to Bernard. He goes across to goalkeeper Beadle. He goes across the right side as Nonto closes him down. As he goes, oh, I thought he'd almost lost the ball there. As Nonto causing a bit of hassle. And Joseph almost picked the ball up. Ampadu just beaten to the ball. Throw to Leeds. Junior Fairpo are going to take that. Strike goes across to Rodon. Back to Strike. Giving aside to Gruev. He plays a 1-2. Ball's laid off by Joseph, but it's short of Gruev, and Sheff wants to pick the ball up on the right-hand side. Windass has got a chance to take strike on. He tries to cross the ball, strikes too close to him, hits his legs and goes out for a throw. Windass didn't fancy having a run at the line, trying to go around strike. But Ingleson has the chance to put another long throw in. Throw comes in. Oh! And Barnard coming. Real positive run, a real positive header. And for a moment, everybody in the crowd, including myself, thought that was going in. And it's just half a yard wide of that. Well, we're looking at that thinking that must have come off his forehead, but somehow he managed to turn himself in midair. It hit the back of his head and almost went in. Unbelievable goal that would have been, off the back of someone's head. Never seen a header like that before. But anyway, Leeds have the ball. Rodon plays it down the right-hand side, but it's intercepted by Bernard. He plays it through, but that's a poor pass. Leeds pick the ball up again, and they've got a chance to hit on the break. Joseph goes across to the right-hand side to James. Can he bring the ball under control? He keeps it in. He cuts inside. Ampadu. Bogle gets across to the back post. Oh, Fairpo had the chance to bring it under control. And just as he was about to collect the ball, his feet went from under him. He missed the ball completely, and it rolls out for a throw on the right-hand side. And he was free. Just planted his foot to bring the ball under control, and it just went from under him, his right foot. And he was free. Throw to Wednesday. It's thrown straight at Fairpo. He brings the ball under control. Aronson going forward. Lays the ball through to Joseph, but it's too far in front of him. But he manages to keep the ball in. That's great play by Joseph. Didn't just settle to let the ball run out for a goal kick. He fought for that ball and won the throw-in eventually. Throw's been taken, and it goes back to the halfway line to strike. To Rodon. Bogle on the right. Rodon drops back to receive that ball, plays it to Ampadu on the inside. He plays it to Nonto, and then Bogle has a chance to run her forward. And James, oh! He brought it onto his right foot and then hit a powerful shot that just rose just over the corner of the post and crossbar, just over the bar. Went for power, and that was so close. It's just half a yard over the bar. That's well played by Matteo Joseph. Well, that with the referee just having a touch of the ball, feeling if it's got the right pressure. Happy with it, it carries on. Fairpo wins the ball. Low. A long ball across to the left. Just rolls harmlessly through to Melier. He picks the ball up. 68 minutes gone. Leeds in total control. Strike coming forward to Fairpo. He goes back to strike. Inside to Nonto. Gruev has to go back. Ball goes across to Bogle on the right-hand side. Back inside to Gruev. To Rodon. To Gruev. Back to Meslier as the press is put on by Sheffield in Wednesday. Ball's fed out to Bogle. Bogle slips his man who comes into pressure as him. Gives it inside to Nonto. Nonto just loses control. The ball is intercepted and goes out for a throw to Leeds, just on the halfway line on the right-hand side. It's going to be a substitution by Sheffield Wednesday. A couple of them by the looks of things. Windass going off. And Valentin and Window going off. Windass going off. Ugbo and Gassama on for Sheffield Wednesday. Attacking changes because Sheffield Wednesday need a goal. Last 20 minutes. Meslier has the ball. Gives it to Rodon. Gruev gets the ball to Nonto. He plays out to the right. Ball's played inside to James. James got it across to the right to Joseph. Joseph has got a chance on the edge of the box. He plays a shot. Beadle gets down to his left-hand side and palms the ball away. Leeds still. Bogle picks the ball up after it's got out. Plays the ball to the Joseph, but it's intercepted. Ampadu plays it back in again. James plays it inside. The head's ball's crossed by James, picks it up again. The cross that was put in was headed away, but Leeds still have the ball. Ampadu goes across to the left. Strike plays it out to Fairpo. Nonto supporting. Goes inside to Gruev. Gruev gets it back. Strike to Rodon. Fairpo in space. He plays it behind Nonto. That's picked up by Bannon in the midfield. Poor by Fairpo. Ogbo. Bannon to the right. Valerie makes a run outside Gassama, but it doesn't come to him. Bannon goes across to the left. Crowd getting on the back of the Sheffield Wednesday. They want the ball forward, not going backwards. Leeds doubling up. Ball's laid back. Ingleson has to retrieve the ball to the right-hand side. Valerie is going to the edge of the box. Gets the ball across. Strike wins the header. Sheffield Wednesday with a bit of pressure. Ingleson goes across. Masaba gets across to the edge of the box. Ball. Lobo goes down on the edge of the 6-yard box, looking for a penalty. Never was. Fairpo was covering him. Ogbo. I think he wanted the penalty there. Desperate for it, but he's not getting it. There's Nonto all the way across to Fairpo, who's made the run down the left. He plays it inside. Gruev was never getting there. The defender beat him to it, but it's still a throw to Leeds, close to the left-hand corner flag. Iofa still feeling the effects of that earlier touch. It looked like a throw to Leeds, but it hasn't been given as a throw to Leeds. Ball's played forward, but Leeds win it again. Strike wins it. Ampadu again challenging for the ball. And Fairpo. Strike wins the ball and lays it back to Meslier, who left-footed clears it. Joseph underneath it. Nonto picks it up. Gets it across to Aronson. Aronson goes backwards to Rodon. Across to Fairpo. Gruev. Rodon inside to Nonto. Lays it to Strike. To Gruev on the left. Is going backwards to Rodon. Gruev is forced backwards to Strike. He plays it across to Ampadu. Ampadu goes past his man. He's got a bit of space in front of him now. He plays it down to the left to Fairpo. Fairpo gives it inside to Gruev. To Ampadu. Back to Gruev. Ampadu again. Gruev plays it inside. Fairpo lays it off. Joseph to Nonto. Nonto's got James. Can James attack? He has a shot. And the keeper goes down to his left and makes a good save at his near post. Well played by Leeds again, opening them up on that right-hand side. Dan James had a good shot. Good save. Corner to Leeds on the right-hand side. 15 minutes to go. Can Leeds put this game to bed, score the third? Left-footed in-swinger to the near post. It's headed out. Jamal Lowe wins it. It's helped on. Nonto brings the ball under control. Lays it all the way back. Bogle helps to collect the ball. Lays it across to Rodon. Rodon to Strike. Plays it down the line to Nonto. He turns inside. And then he's fouled. Takes the pressure off. Free kick to Leeds. Gruev takes it. Nonto. Ampadu. Rodon. To Strike. Inside to Gruev to Nonto. Nonto's got a bit of space in front of him. He goes all the way across to the right to Bogle. Bogle comes inside. Gives it to Ampadu. Ampadu tries to lob one forward for Joseph to have a run, but he's not going to get there. It goes through to the keeper who volleys it out. Rodon clears up as the ball goes down. Dan James tries to flick it on, doesn't manage to, and it goes out for a throw to Wednesday. Ampadu wins the throw. Ampadu's going to take the throw, as looks like Sheff Wednesday prepared to make a third substitution. Strike has it, gives it across to Fairpo. He goes out to the right, but Nonto's beaten to the ball, but the ball runs out for a throw to Leeds. Fairpo's going to take it, throws it back to Strike, and he goes back to Meslier. To Rodon. Bogle. Ampadu plays it into the centre. Ampadu wins the ball back. Well, I offer. So it falls on the ground. He wasn't fouled by Ampadu. Ampadu took the ball off him as he was trying to bring it under control. Ref a bit sympathetic for that and gives a free kick. Don't know who really fouled him. Two more substitutions for Sheffield Wednesday. Ingleson goes off. And Jamal Lowe goes off. Smith and Palmer come on. With 12 minutes to go, Sheffield Wednesday really trying to pile on the attacking players. Now see if they can get back into this game. Ball played in. Strike wins the header. Fairpo. Valerie wins it. Goes past Nonto. Gets a crossing to the near post, but Strike clears it. I4 has to play the ball back under pressure from Joseph. Ball back with Beadle. Goes to Iofa. Ball is on the left-hand side. That's Musaba, but he has to go backwards. Leeds win the ball back in the tussle, and Nonto has it. Turns inside, leaves his man. Goes past another one, and he's fouled for a second time, and it's eventually given. And Nonto's just pointing out there, I was fouled there and fouled there and fouled there, which he probably was. One, two, three, four, five, he said. Free kick. Gruev plays it back. Strike. To Rodon, to Bogle. Goes back to Rodon. Strike. Substitutes putting the pressure on. Gruev. Fairpo loses out. Bannon picks it up in the centre. He's attacking that. He has a goal. He has a go with his left foot. Looked a bit closer than it probably was, as his left-footed shot tended to swing away from the goal. Yeah, it's well wide. Yeah. Yeah, left-footed curler that went past the left-hand post by a number of yards. Looked closer than it actually was. Goal kick to Leeds. Meslier is going to play it long. The Leeds players have gone forward, and it is long. To Joseph. He don't win the ball, but Aronson gets the loose ball. Ampadu picks it up in the centre of midfield. Goes across to Fairpo. He loses out. Ampadu tries to pull Smith down. And Ampadu actually made a good challenge as he chased his man down. And made a good challenge second time. But the initial challenge, he was trying to pull him down, and that's what he got booked for. Not for the second. The second challenge was a good challenge. He tried to pull him down first time, and that's why he got booked for. Probably didn't need to do that, to be honest. But Bannon's going to take this from the right-hand side, a left-footed in-swinger again. It's gone to the back post. It's like... Yeah, the referee has given a free kick and he's pointing to 2 or 3 fouls, I think, in that penalty area that he could have pulled up for. And the free kick does go to Leeds. Joel Pirot about to come on. And Matteo Joseph coming off, and he's had a great game. He can be pleased with his contribution tonight. Matteo Joseph has had a good game. Gets a good congratulations from the manager, and quite rightly too. Involved in both goals, set the second one up and almost won a penalty for the first. Ball goes out to the Leeds left, just over the halfway line. Fairpo makes a challenge, doesn't win the header, but it still goes out for a throw to Leeds. Takes the throw and goes back to strike. He drills the ball long. Looking for Dan James, but it was not getting to him. But Leeds have won the ball back and then lose it again. Bogle's pushed in the back by Osaba and wins the free kick. Just on the halfway line. Bogle goes back to Rodon. He goes across to strike. And then to Fairpo. Inside to Gruev. Just wins it. Lays it off to Nonto. Turns inside. 50-50 challenge with Fairpo. Fairpo goes down holding his right calf. Referee's blown up for a free kick. And Iofa gets a booking for that challenge. Looked 50-50, but not according to the referee. No, didn't see anything wrong with that. Yeah, good 50-50 challenge for me. Iofa's unlucky to get a booking for that. Free kick to Leeds. Gruev lays it off to the left to Nonto. He's got a chance to attack. It comes inside. Comes inside again. Has a shot that's deflected. Nonto gets the ball again. Plays out to Gruev. To Fairpo. To Gruev again. He has to go back to strike. To Ampadu. Ampadu lays it out to Gruev. Goes back to strike. Fairpo's being held, but the referee doesn't give it. Ampadu doesn't make that challenge, and it's 2 against 4. Osaba. Ogbo has a shot that's deflected. Melia goes down easily to his left. Collects an easy ball. Just 3.5 minutes left. Fairpo inside to Nonto. Back to Fairpo. Strike as they go backwards. Rodon inside to Ampadu. Rodon comes inside. Goes down the line to Fairpo. Pirro was making the run, but he didn't get the ball. Nonto to strike to Rodon. To Ampadu. To strike. Fairpo. Gruev. Fairpo's fouled. Free kick to Leeds. Leeds making a substitution. Nonto's going off. Nonto's going off, and Joe Rothwell comes on for the last few minutes. Again, Willie Nonto's had another good game. The strike has the ball on the left-hand side. Plays it inside. Rothwell doesn't get a touch because that was Aronson. Rodon coming forward. Lays it inside. Doesn't get to Aronson. But Aronson concedes the foul, trying to win the ball back. But Sheffield Wednesday, I think, have resigned to their fate because they're not taking this with any urgency. Wednesday about to make Another substitution as Max Lowe goes off and Marvin Johnson comes on. What he can do in a minute and a half, I don't know. Bannon's going to float under the left-footed in-swinger into the Leeds box, which he does. He goes deep to the back post again. But Rodon wins it, heads it out, and it's going to be a corner. Gruev maybe got a bang to the head and he's gone down in the Leeds penalty area, holding his forehead. Gruev got an elbow from Rodon as he won that header. He's got up there. He'll be okay. Left-footed away swinger this time by Bannon. Strike wins that ball as it's played in to the near post. Goes back to Bannon. Leeds putting the pressure on, forcing the ball backwards. Pirro making a bit of a run just to unsettle. Bannon kept the ball in, but it's run to Leeds. It's going to be another 4 minutes added time as Bannon goes down injured. 4 minutes. 4 minutes extra time. Lee Evans reckons Leeds are falling apart again. It could have been 7. Thanks for that, Lee. Ball goes down the left. Fairpo keeps it in, flicks it inside. Aronson just couldn't get that. I think Leeds have won the throw. Referee's not quite sure what to give it. I think it's Leeds' throw. Pointless substitutions. Aronson goes off, first goal scorer, had another good game. Not so effective in the second half, but Geldart comes on in front for him. James is coming off and Byram takes his place. Rothwell has to go backwards to strike again. Ball's played long. Fairpo's going to make that, is he? It's drilled back down the line. Throw to Leeds, in and out. Matteo Joseph wins the man of the match. Free kick to Leeds. Looks like Joel Pirro was brought down. Close to the left-hand touchline. Can Leeds net another one? Otherwise, Leeds are saying, Lee is going to say Leeds are falling apart again. It could have been 8. Last minute of this extra time. Joe Gelhardt plays it short. Throw to Leeds. Not in any hurry to take it now. Fairpaw goes through one man, almost gets around the second. Another throw to Leeds. Fairpaw going to take the throw. That's time up. Ball goes to Rothwell, to Pirro. And the ref calls time on that, and that's a much needed win for Leeds. And a performance to go with it as well, which is exactly what Leeds wanted. A great performance. Aronson scored the first goal, and Dan James scored the second early on in the second half. And from then on, Leeds dominated the game and never looked really under pressure. And it's a good performance. Leeds will be happy with that. The supporters will be happy with that, and the manager will be happy with that. And that gets Leeds' season off and running. So what do we think to that, guys? I think by any stretch of the imagination, that's a good performance by Leeds in what is usually a difficult Yorkshire derby, and Leeds have dominated it from start to finish, and looked pretty good as well. It's probably what you would call a complete performance, as far as I'm concerned, anyway. So I said 2-0, and it was 2-0. What more can I say? Full time, guys. If you haven't already smashed that like, please do so, and subscribe to help the channel grow. It'd be much appreciated. If you've got any comments that you want to impart on us before we finish this, then please do so. We can discuss them before we end this live stream. Did Leeds look like promotion material? You tell me, what do you think? I think if you look at Leeds today, it was probably the complete performance. I don't see anybody in that team who had a bad game today. And that's all you can ask for, really. And Daniel Farker looks very happy. Very happy. And the crowd certainly are. And he's giving us all his team a clap and a hug. And looking at that game between Borussia Mönchengladbach, someone's won it 3-2. 10 minutes of added time, a penalty that's saved, and the rebound is put in by the penalty taker. Leeds up to fourth. Obviously, it's early days yet. Fourth on 5 points. And Burnley, Sunderland, and Watford, the three teams on maximum points. After a good start by Sheffield Wednesday with that opening win on match day 1, they've lost the last 2 games. So, what do you think, guys? Has anybody got anything to add to this before we end this live stream today? I'm sure if you didn't see the game live, you'll have enjoyed this live stream, because it was a terrific performance by Leeds. That's all you can say. And like Lee Evans says, it could have been, I don't know whether it could have been 7, but it could have been 4 or 5. And when we get these extras signings that we were hoping for, when we get our new signing, sure will be involved in the next game. Another midfielder. It's a pity that Lubicic isn't coming, but that deal could still be resurrected. We want another left back to cover for Junior Fairpo. Aronson looked good at number 10 today. Nothing wrong with his performance. If he can build on that, maybe we don't need a number 10. We can go for the centre forward. Because our centre forwards are not scoring goals at the moment, so to put a bit of pressure on up front, another attacker would do us the world of good. But doesn't look like anyone's got anything to say in the chat now at the end of this game, so we'll call that a day then. So thanks for joining us. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. Just help our channel slowly grow. But until the next one, probably on Sunday, hit that notification bell so that we can do this all again on Sunday. Thanks for joining us. It's very much appreciated. Take it easy and enjoy the rest of your night.